The valley exploded. Dawn broke over the valley like any other morning, but today it felt cursed. The Black Hawk skimmed low through the mist as 6 elite soldiers braced for insertion. This was supposed to be a soft mission, just recon. No contact expected. Captain Reyes double-checked his gear. Something fell off. The team touched down in tall grass. Weapons up, eyes scanning. The valley was silent, unnaturally silent. Sergeant Cruz stepped forward and froze. A wire, thin, taut. Before anyone could shout, boom! A distant explosion cracked the air behind them. The ground trembled. Trees rattled. A chain reaction. One explosion led to another. Fire rose in the distance. The whole valley was rigged. Reyes shouted, ambush, defensive positions. But it was too late. Bullets ripped through the trees. They weren't alone, and the recon mission had just turned into a full-blown war zone. Chaos erupted. Muzzle flashes lit the jungle like strobe lights. Enemy fire came from every angle, tree line, rocks, even underground bunkers. Captain Reyes shouted, return fire. Flank left. Sergeant Ibarra lobbed smoke grenades, giving the team seconds to breathe. But breathing meant dying. An RPG tore through the right flank, sending 2 men flying. Reyes ducked and fired, dragging a wounded Cruz behind a fallen log. Sniper rounds whizzed past. Corporal Diaz took one to the chest, instantly gone. Reyes cursed under his breath. Every inch forward was paid in blood. The enemy was hidden, dug in, and coordinated. The valley was a death maze. Reyes radioed command. This is Bravo 7. We're under heavy fire. Send evac now. But static answered back. They were cut off. Trapped. Behind them, fire spread like a wave. And in front, only more gunfire. No way out, just a fight. The squad pushed deeper, flames closing in from behind. Suddenly, the earth beneath Sergeant Mendoza gave way. He screamed and disappeared. The ground had been hollowed out. Booby traps everywhere. Claymores, pits, barbed spikes. Reyes ordered a halt, scanning for movement. But there was no time. More explosions rocked the valley floor. It wasn't just one trap, it was a grid. Someone planned this. Mendoza called for below, injured but alive. Reyes and Ibarra worked fast, rappelling into the pit to retrieve him. As they pulled him up, a mortar round smashed nearby, sending dirt and shrapnel everywhere. Reyes shielded Mendoza with his body. We need air support, he yelled into the radio. Again, nothing. Reyes looked around. Smoke, fire, broken jungle. Mendoza was pale, bleeding, and the valley wasn't finished yet. The whole landscape was rigged to collapse, and it was closing its jaw. With Mendoza barely conscious, the team pressed on toward high ground. Every step was a gamble. The trees were laced with traps, and the silence was unnerving. A sudden crack, then a spike trap swung from the trees, narrowly missing Reyes. A burst of gunfire answered back. The squad returned fire. They were moving through what Reyes called the dead zone, an old enemy kill box designed to funnel targets into ambushes. Explosions sounded in the distance. They weren't alone. Another unit had been sent, and now it too was under attack. Reyes picked up the signal, garbled screams, then silence. We're walking into a meat grinder, Ibarra muttered. Reyes didn't disagree. Just ahead, they saw it, a concrete structure half buried in jungle vines. Maybe a command post, or maybe another trap. The decision had to be made, storm it or the die outside. Reyes raised his hand. Breach and clear. The squad stormed the bunker. Inside, silence and flickering lights. It was more than shelter. It was a tunnel system. Reyes led the way, sweeping corners, stepping over wires. A generator hummed in the distance. Charts, ammo, blood trails. Someone had just left. Then a steel door slammed shut behind them. Locked. Trapped. Suddenly, gas hissed from the vents. Reyes shouted from masks. It wasn't lethal, just disorienting. That's when the enemy came. From tunnels. From shadows, close-quarters combat erupted. Knives, pistols, hand-to-hand. Screams echoed through the tight hallways. Reyes shot 2 hostiles, then jammed a pipe through the vent to block the gas. The squad fought with everything they had, backs to the wall. Then silence. Blood on the floor. Enemies down. Reyes grabbed the enemy radio. One word repeated, detonate. He looked up. The ceiling was rigged with C4. Move. It's coming down. The ceiling exploded. Concrete rained down. The squad sprinted through the collapsing tunnel, carrying Mendoza between them. Fire licked the walls. The entire complex was rigged to implode. Reyes kicked open a rusted door, and they burst into the open, straight into more gunfire. Ambush. Again. No time to regroup. They dove behind rocks. Reyes radioed. We need airstrike now. At last, command answered. Airstrike inbound in 5 minutes. But 5 minutes was a lifetime here. Gunfire pinned them. Ibarra launched a flare. The air buzzed. Jets screamed overhead. Bombs dropped. The valley quaked again. Fire engulfed the jungle. Screams vanished in flame. Reyes pulled his team behind cover. The enemy was retreating or dead, but the jungle was on fire. They ran, lungs burning, dodging trees as they fell in flames. The valley wasn't just exploding, it was dying, and they had seconds to escape. Smoke blackened the sky. Reyes led the team up the final ridge. Only 800 meters to extraction. Behind them, the valley collapsed in flames and thunder. Mendoza groaned. Ibarra stumbled. They were falling apart. Bullets cracked the air again. Last resistance. Reyes turned and fired, hitting 2 hostiles. No hesitation. He threw a smoke canister, grabbed Mendoza, and ran. The evac chopper came into view, a black silhouette through smoke and ash. Go! Go! Reyes shouted. Ibarra threw Mendoza inside. Reyes fired one last burst, covering the team. A bullet struck his vest. He staggered but kept moving. The ramp lifted. The valley below burned like hell. Inside the chopper, silence. Exhaustion. And then, laughter. They were alive. Barely. Reyes looked back once. Never again, he muttered. The valley didn't just explode. It fought. It hunted. It bled them dry. But they survived. Mission complete. That IT was dying. And they had seconds to escape. If this mission gripped you from start to finish, don't just watch. Subscribe now to Timeless Legend for more intense, high-octane stories. Like, share, and drop a comment. What would you have done in the valley? Your support fuels the next mission. We'll see you on the next battlefield.